Blessings, BookTube. Today I want to talk to you about the Nobel Prize winner from Egypt, NAGUIB MAHFOUZ, of which might have read the Cairo trilogy, I think, or what else is he most? Probably what he's most famous for. Anyway, today we're gonna discuss my favorite by him, which is how am I going to say this? Fattouma. The Travels of Fattouma. What is it called? The Journey of Fattouma. All right, here we go. NAGUIB MAHFOUZ offers fascinating religious inquiry, both ancient and Islamic. Consider the case of the first monotheistic Akhenaten before the throne. Imhotep explains, we had always surmised that the power of the one deity lay behind Amun, Ra, Ptah, and the pantheon of gods. But we observed that the people clung to their bodily images, gathered around them in every province to gain strength and solace, so that we let things continue as they were. This was a mercy to believing hearts, saving them from oblivion. Taotep answers Akhenaten's insistence that the people face truth. Handling the people is a difficult art. He who does not master it will find his benevolent impulses frustrated and will kill what he loves while striving to save it. Menes echoes the point. I unified Egypt on a hill of skulls. By necessity, the empire was created by the same means. Yet to our misfortune, an enemy called ideas inflicted itself upon us, invading us from within, and turning our glory into a laughingstock. Always we were pursued by these same views, both from our enemies and from our friends. Akhenaten's wife Nefertiti knows that ideas cost. The world shattered us with its brutality, but today we stand here before a just divinity. She wins the support of Isis for Akhenaten. This son was entrusted with a message by which he strove to save mankind. Yet no one was ready either to understand him or to reach an accord with him. And this was the tragedy. I shall remain proud of him for all eternity. Osiris rules. Take your seat with your wife among the immortals. Now, in the journey of Fattouma, MAHFOUZ offers a religious counterpart to the candid philosophical quest. God is the maker of everything, and he has in everything an underlying reason, said Fattouma's mother. God demands that we be content in all circumstances. She worried that Fattouma sees only the ugly side of life. Fattouma asks his master, if Islam is as you say it is, why are the streets packed with poor and ignorant people? Sheikh Magaga answers that Islam today skulks in the mosques and doesn't go beyond them to the outside world. So Fattouma journeyed beyond in search of the elusive land of Gebel. It's as though it were the miracle of countries, as though it were perfection itself. Fattouma believed that life was as much a journey as it was commerce, but travels with a trading caravan to Mashriq, where people worship the moon, naked as the day they are born. He criticizes poverty there, wonders what excuse could I make for similar signs in my own Islamic country. MAHFOUZ uses Montesquieu's Persian letters ruse here. Look, record, and admit the bitter truth. Diderot's erotic Pacific fantasy finds echo here when father offers daughter Arausa to Fattouma. Every relationship is transitory, stranger. Fattouma objects to paganism. Even an animal feels jealousy towards his partner, to which the sage of Mishak answers, we must be better than the animals. From feudal Mashriq, Fattouma moves on to the absolute monarchy of Haira, where king is God. After the moon, now the king. What delusion and error. But let me not be hasty. Does not the ruler in my own homeland act like a god? Haira prepared war on Mashriq with the slogan, to liberate a people from 5 tyrants. Do not the husbands of the woman at the well represent the Pentateuch? A strange human existence that can be summed up in 2 words, blood and rejoicing. Fattouma resents the slaves he sees in Haira and severed heads posted at the palace, after which nothing is demanded of us but to have faith and obey. Arousal was seized just as the Sultan took Kalima from Fattouma in his homeland. Quote, we the bewildered stand between ugly reality and the dream that never comes true. Fattouma is jailed for blasphemy on false testimony by Sage Daijing. There is no world for me except this everlasting prison. The general rebelled. The will of the new God has required that a general pardon be issued for the victims of the deposed and false king. How could I proceed without a guide? Asked Fattouma of his next destination, multi-religious Halba. He protests that the resurrected prophet would reject that part of Islam in Halba, which demonstrated for legal representation of homosexual relations, but concedes the point when asked, and were he, may the blessings and peace of God be upon him, to be resurrected, would he not reject the whole of your Islam? Fattouma then tried to insist upon Sharia, but agreed, the fact is that it is not applied, and perfection is with God alone. Even the wife of Fattouma's host troubled him. Islam is wilting away at your hands, and you are just standing back and contemplating. You have a splendid principle, but you do not possess sufficient courage to acknowledge it. Fattouma at last recognizes the delusion in his attachment to Arausa, who married a Buddhist. The difference between our Islam and yours, Saima says, is that ours has not closed the door of independent judgment, and Islam without independent judgment means Islam without reason. Haba took over Hira and Mashriq, but you are torn apart by invisible conflicts, worried Fattouma. Reply, the only remedy is yet more freedom. Now here's this embedded citation. Look, Kindil, that's Fattouma, your homeland is the land of Islam, and what do you find there? A tyrannical ruler who rules to please himself. So where is the moral basis? Men of religion who bring religion into subjection to serve their rule? So where is the moral basis? And a people who think only of the morsel which will fill their stomachs? So where is the moral basis? Now we resume. Halba waged war now on Amman over a pretext of wells. We shall journey to Amman, and from there to the land of Gebel, then to India. Like Shakyamuni, Fattouma left wife and progeny. Amman assigned a guide, Fluka, to watch over Fattouma's every move in detail. Do you really believe that your God is concerned whether you drink wine or not? Amman offered just provender to all such that many lived to 80, idling in parks after work. The law here is sacred, objected, but man, unlike other creatures, always strives for freedom. Fluka shook off such superstitious illusion, wise sayings and proverbs that no longer have any meaning in the land. Fattouma thought of the corruption and trivialities of his own caliph. Glorified is he alone who is praised in adversity. Fluka wondered at Fattouma's desire to see Gebel then. It is nothing more than a journey to nothingness. Knowledge is light, claimed Fattouma. Fluke explained the severed heads that followed the fat president procession as engineers who asked about medicine. Fattouma moved on to Gurob, land without guards, a paradise of people in trances. There is no rule in this land. I am the instructor of those who are perplexed, spoke the singer in preparation of the time. When you are able to fly without wings, Arausa has already gone on to Gebel by virtue of her sufferings. When Amman invaded Gurub, Fattouma went as emigre on to Gebel, setting aside a journal for the account of that land with the caravan master. Nothing more is heard, although they sealed the deal by reciting the opening surah of the Quran. So here we have this fascinating sort of Gulliver's Travels or Candide mumbling around, or if you prefer, the Little Prince going from planet to planet as ways to look at different societies, trying to act out different religious beliefs in the journey of Fattouma, and a brief introduction there about his work before the throne, about the moment of Akhenaten and the first monotheism in Egypt. So I hope you enjoyed that. I definitely recommend reading them, as well as the Cairo trilogy and anything MAHFOUZ writes. He's great. Amazing writer. Thank you.